5 young people vanish from Idaho's quiet valleys. 1 suspected killer, no arrests. The region remains haunted by a chilling string of disappearances. Could this be America's forgotten serial case? Think the peaceful roads of the Pacific Northwest are safe? Think again. In the late 70s and early 80s, a killer lurked in the mist, taking 5 lives without a trace. Was it one predator, or was the valley haunted by a dark secret? Let's uncover the truth. Subscribe now as we dive into this chilling mystery. In the late 1970s, the Lewis-Clark Valley was a picturesque area, nestled between the Snake and Clearwater rivers, surrounded by rugged hills and small towns like Lewiston and Clarkston. Families enjoyed river outings, locals worked in lumber mills, and life was peaceful and trusting. Doors were rarely locked, and hitchhiking was common. But between 1979 and 1982, that serenity was shattered. In a span of just a few years, 5 young people disappeared from these quiet streets, victims of a predator still unknown. Was it a coincidence, or did something darker lurk in the shadows? It all began in 1979, when 12-year-old Christina White vanished while babysitting at a fair in Asotin, Washington. She called home saying she felt sick, then disappeared. No clues, no suspects. Next was 22-year-old Kristen David, who went missing while riding her bike from Moscow, Idaho to Lewiston. Her dismembered body was found days later along the Snake River. These disappearances didn't seem connected at first, but they left behind an eerie trail. 2 young women gone without a trace. Was it a random act, or was there something more sinister at play? In 1982, the case took a terrifying turn. 3 people, 21-year-old Christina Nelson, 18-year-old Jacqueline Brandy Miller, and 35-year-old Stephen Pearsall, disappeared from Lewiston in one night. After a movie, Christina and Brandy disappeared, leaving Stephen at a civic theater. The next day, they were gone. Christina and Brandy's bodies were discovered in 1984, near Kendrick, Idaho. Stephen's body has never been found. 3 lives erased in a single night. How could such an incident happen? And how did no one see anything? The Lewiston Police Department, the Asotin County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI all investigated, but the rural terrain, dense forests, and winding rivers made searches difficult. At first, the cases were handled separately. As the years went on, the connections between the cases became clearer, but by then, frustration and anger had built up. The families of the missing pressed for answers, but the investigation remained stalled. How could 5 people just disappear in a small town without a single witness? By the mid-1980s, investigators finally started to make connections. All the disappearances occurred within a 30-mile radius, and the methods of disposal were eerily similar. Was the disappearance the work of one person? Or could the valley be home to a predator that knew the area well? With no arrests and no answers, fear spread through the community. Someone was out there, and they were getting closer to being exposed. One name emerged: Lance Voss, a janitor at the Civic Theater where Stephen Pearsall had been last seen. He was questioned by authorities after his suspicious behavior and failed polygraph test, but with no solid evidence, the case remained open. Lance died in 2013 without ever being charged. Was Lance the murderer, or was he merely a suspect? His connections to the victims added another layer of mystery. Could he have been involved, or was he just an unfortunate scapegoat? Other suspects surfaced, including David Meeks, a local man with a criminal record, but no concrete evidence ever linked him to the disappearances. Theories varied. Some speculated a serial killer who used the rivers to dispose of bodies, others suggested a cult, and some thought the disappearances might be drug-related. But without hard evidence, the case remained open, and each new theory left more questions than answers. Christina White, a 12-year-old girl with big dreams, vanished before she had a chance to grow up. Kristen David, a college student just starting her life, was stolen away. Christina and Brandy were close sisters, their bond severed forever, and Stephen, a musician with a passion for life, was gone without a trace. Families of Christina and Brandy remain in a never-ending quest for answers, clinging to the hope that justice will eventually prevail. Christina and Brandy's bodies were discovered in 1984, but why did it take so long? The location was remote, and it took years to find their remains. Stephen's body? I'm still missing. Was he alive, or did the killer silence him forever? Each delay in the investigation built suspense, making the truth harder to uncover. In the 1990s, the FBI got involved again, profiling a local white male between 25 and 35, familiar with the area. They re-interviewed hundreds of people, hoping to uncover new leads. Despite the investigative breakthroughs, the case remained unsolved. Could the new information lead to justice, or were they facing an impasse? In 2009, a new witness came forward, claiming to have seen a man with the victims, but their description was too vague to act on. In 2010, DNA tests on several suspects were cleared, but still, no breakthrough came. As new forensic technology emerged, the case remained unresolved. with no concrete leads to pursue. In 2018, Chris Ashendon's book Gone Cold brought new attention to the case. Documentaries, podcasts, and media coverage garnered fresh attention, generating tips and theories that sustained the investigation. Might media exposure be the key to resolving this case? As of 2025, the cases remain unsolved but active. New DNA technology may finally lead to a breakthrough. Could a match be made? And could justice finally come for these victims? What do you think? Was it one killer? Or could multiple predators be involved? The families have never given up. They've funded new searches, worked tirelessly to keep the case in the public eye, and continue to demand justice for their loved ones. Their persistence fuels the hope that one day they'll find the answers they've been searching for. The FBI's tip lines remain open. Could you have the information that will solve this case? Every call counts. Your tip could be the one that brings justice to these victims. The disappearances in Lewis-Clark Valley echo a nationwide issue. Rural areas with vast, remote spaces that could hide a killer for years. These cases are not isolated. Similar stories unfold across America. Vigils, memorials, and community events keep the memory of these victims alive. They may be gone, but they are never forgotten. If you know something, don't stay silent. Call Lewiston PD at 208-746-0171. Your tip could be the answer to this mystery. Justice may have vanished for now, but the fight for it isn't over. The valley may have concealed the truth, yet the families, the community, and the investigators will persist until they bring the killer to justice. Next time, the mystery of the Sodder Children's Fire. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Like, share, and comment. Join us as we track the truth. Every voice counts in the search for justice. Sources: FBI Gov Gone Cold by Chris Ashendon. Thanks for watching. Remember the vanished. The mist over the valley hides more than just its beauty. It hides secrets. It always has. Christina's last words on the phone, she told us she was scared, but no one could save her. Hundreds interviewed, but the answers remain elusive. The haunting silence grows. Could it be a cult? Is it the work of a serial killer? Could it be something even more sinister? Theories abound, but the truth remains a mystery. Books and documentaries, each one brings fresh hope. Could the next clue come from a new source? With the latest tech, justice may finally be within reach. Could this be the year? Rural America has its secrets. Stay alert. Thanks for watching. Subscribe Justice Served for more mysteries.